Hello again, good evening to you, welcome to business. Government is working on a comprehensive plan to utilize accrued pension funds to support the agric sector. Senior Minister Yao Osafo Maafo disclosed this at the Association of Ghana Industries 58th Annual General Meeting in Accra. According to him, the program is in line with government's plans to invest profitably pension funds available to create employment for the youth.
There exist diverse opinions on how accrued pension funds should be invested in the country for the benefit of contributors. Data from the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, NPRA, show that as of March 2018, the pension funds have accrued about 9.7 billion cedis, out of which 9.2 billion emanates from assets under management by licensed trustees, while 500 million cedis came from the temporary pension fund accounts. Addressing the 58th Annual General Meeting of the Association of Ghana Industries, Senior Minister Yao Osafo Maafo said the funds can be invested in agricultural mechanization as well as assistance to bridge the housing deficits in the country.
Mismatching of funds. And that's one of the most difficult things or most harmful things you can do to yourself. You are doing a project which requires 5 years. You are taking overdraft to support that project. So you keep on robbing Peter to pay Paul. And in the long run, you have serious problems. Because the overdraft interest rates is not meant for industry. That's for working capital. So we're going to make sure that this pension fund is put to proper use to enable the country support mortgage financing, industry, and agriculture properly. And when that happens, I can assure you the system will begin to change.
The annual general meeting of the AGI also marked activities beginning its 60th anniversary under the theme Transforming the Ghanaian Economy Through Industrialization. President of the AGI, Dr. Yawedu Jemfi, raised concerns about the poor performance of the cedi against the dollar, which he noted as hampering business growth.
What measures government will adopt 2019 to sustain this fiscal consolidation and gains as we exit IMF support remain a great concern, and we would like to work with the government on this measure. With the cedi yielding its pressure from the major trading currencies within the second half of the year, some uncertainties have been created in our businesses. And also, we see that it is really affecting our business. It is not the surprise that if you see our business barometer for Q3 2018, there's a drop on business confidence from 104.8 to 95 points, which is a clear indication that now businesses are suffering.
The occasion was also used to render accounts to members of the AGI for the year under review. Eben Sabote's report for Joy Business.
The recent crisis that hit the banking sector saw 7 banks go down was partly blamed on poor corporate governance structures. The situation has reawakened the essence of strengthening these structures and systems in banks. Despite the awareness, however, senior partner at law firm AB in David Ofosu-Dorte, is cautioning utility companies could be the next to face a similar crisis if corporate governance systems are not improved. He spoke at the National Conference and Awards Ceremony of the Institute of Directors Ghana, where the Multimedia Group was awarded for its contribution to promoting corporate governance.
If there's been a year where the importance of good corporate governance has been highlighted the most in Ghana, then it must be 2018. The shake-up in the banking sector exposed the lack of good governance structures, but it appears some other sectors apart from the banking sector could face a similar predicament. Delivering the keynote address at the National Conference and Awards Ceremony of the Institute of Directors Ghana, senior partner at law firm AB & David Ofosu-Dorte, warned state-owned enterprises are at a greater risk.
Corporate governance in the so-called state-owned enterprises is very relevant. And let me draw something home to you. Let's assume that the government was not constantly supporting electricity corporation and Ghana Water Company. And we all know that the management leaves a lot to be desired over the years. What if Ghana Water Company totally collapsed? We will not have water to drink. That's life and death for 27.9 million people. So corporate governance in state-owned enterprises is actually more critical than even the banks.
Meanwhile, the Bank of Ghana says it is doing everything possible to improve upon corporate governance in the banking sector to prevent a recurrence of the crisis witnessed this year.
Bank of Ghana will continue with reforms to maintain the stability and integrity of the financial sector. Already, we have issued directives on corporate governance and fit and proper guidelines on top management for the banking sector.
The Institute of Directors Ghana has been embarking on various projects to incorporate good corporate governance practices. President of the Institute, Roxin Dogbega, shared a few.
Far-reaching strategic initiatives to improve on the corporate governance and leadership environment systems, structures, practices, and institutions in Ghana are being pursued. These initiatives include, but not limited to, the following. 1. Leading an advocacy to legislatively require prior and continuing education, training, certification, and licensing of directors of both public and private sector institutions in corporate governance and leadership in Ghana.
The National Conference and Award Ceremony recognized the Multimedia Group for promoting accountability and good corporate governance. Managing Director of Multi TV, Santok Singh, received the award on behalf of the company. A member of the board of directors of the Multimedia Group, Marian Bano, was also recognized for her contributions.
Investigations into the recent collapse of 7 banks are still ongoing, as the Bank of Ghana has revealed it is carrying out internal investigations among members of its staff. Although the regulator has maintained it did its best to prevent the unfortunate situation, others believe a lot more could have been done. Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Elsie Awaji, explained investigations which might fish out employees who contributed to the collapse will help strengthen the Bank of Ghana as a regulator.
It's going to help the Bank of Ghana promote ethical behavior within the bank itself to ensure that our own staff and management are all adhering to the best practices in ethical behavior. And that would help us in our regulation of the financial system to ensure that we ourselves are standing strong as we regulate the banks. One thing we've also said, and we're doing, is that this Office of Ethics and Internal Investigations is also started at the request of management. It has started an investigation into the failures of the 7 banks, and in particular looking at whether there was a role that was played by staff of the central bank. And so this office will be coming out with a report, we hope soon, that will let us all know whether any of our staff members, past or present, were complicit in the failure of these banks. And we think that's an important part of the correction process.
Now to other stories. The Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, says it will recognize innovation under this year's Club 100 Awards. According to the CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Yofi Grant, the move will spur local businesses to be more competitive and efficient by leveraging technology. Mr. Grant has been interacting with my colleague Sheila Tamaklo ahead of the 17th Ghana Club 100 Awards. There's more in this report.
The theme for this year's Ghana Club 100 Awards is Technology Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Opportunities for Growth and Job Creation. It seeks to highlight how technology and innovation can be used by companies and entrepreneurs to drive growth for the Ghanaian economy and enhance the quality of jobs created. Yofi Grant is the CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center.
Innovation is critical for us, and as we're looking at Ghana's top 100 companies, we want to highlight on the importance of innovation and how they've grown and how they can grow, because these 100 companies also are like role models for the young private business people coming in there. But it shouldn't just be for private business. The public sector should also understand the impact of innovation in bringing efficiency into the marketplace. For example, how do we automate as many processes as possible to eliminate the human contact? That alone will be a major factor in reducing corruption, because then you can't pay physical money to the machines, your mobile phone, you can't pay. But if there's a person-to-person interaction, that happens. But apart from that, it also makes sure that things happen very quickly and very fast and efficiently.
He further highlighted some categories to be considered in selecting awardees.
We already have ranking criteria which we apply to companies that are in the Club 100. Of course, we weight the size of the company, we weight profitability, and we weight growth. 40 for size, 30 for profitability, 30 for growth. And we ourselves have been battling that. What really does make sense in an economy in transition? Is it the growth companies? Possibly yes. Is it those that are making profit? Yes, because as an investor, when you invest in a company, you want to see how quickly you're growing and how much you're earning on your equity. And that makes you a great company in the economy, and that makes a great investment. If you have investments that are not earning well enough on their return on equity, then it means their money is not working for them. If you have companies that are not growing, that means they are stagnant, and that means that they're actually going to earn less going forward. So you want to highlight on those things.
The Ghana Club 100 is an annual compilation of the top 100 companies in Ghana to give due recognition to successful enterprises. It was launched in 1998 by the Ghana Investment Promotion Center.
And that's business tonight on Joy News Prime. For more business stories, log on to myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Emmanuel Apuachi. Have a good evening.